Okay, so we start from voltage magnitude variation. So now, this is what our third module I think. That is a voltage magnitude variation. That means whenever I connect the distributed generation to the power system, what all that distributed generation is going to impact on the voltage magnitudes we are going to discuss now. So again, in the design of the distribution network, so because we are going to connect the DC in the distribution network only. Whenever we are going to design the distribution network, the prevention or the preventing the voltage drops is a very serious issue. Again, so these voltage drops will have the serious impact on the feeder length. That means as the length increases, the voltage drop is going to increase because R equal to what? Rho L by A. Right. So R is directly moves to the length. In the sense, whenever the feeder length increases, the resistance will increases. So whenever the resistance increases, what happens? V is equal to what? I into R. Resistance is increasing means your drop is going to increase. So again, whenever you are going to connect the DC in the power system, that is going to have a more impact on the voltages. Again, that is going to set or the limit the feeder length. Again, so how we are going to prevent these voltage drops, we are going to see in the further class. Again, in a conventional power system, whatever we are using the conventional power system, that is the traditional power system, from the remote location, we are using the thermal power plants and the hydro power plants. So these are from hydro power plant or the thermal power plants. These over voltages are not a very serious issue. But whenever the DC is introduced into a power system, so then the over voltage will become a complex problems in the power system. Again, whenever, especially in the case whenever the locations some distance away from the main substation, the voltage rise is the main limiting factor for the connection of the distributed generation. That means whenever your DC or the main substation is away from your DC, so again these voltage rise will be limit your whatever the amount you are generating. Right. So this on this special case we are going to discuss. The next slide is we are going to have a more clarity among these all concepts. Again, if the generating unit sizes are much smaller than the maximum load of the feeder, the voltage rise will limit the amount of generation that can be connected. That means whenever your generating units are, that means whatever the amount of generation you have, that is much smaller than the maximum load. That means if you have the amount of load as a 100 megawatt as the amount of load, but your unit whatever you are generating as only 50 megawatt, so again this will cause the over voltage rise, and this rise of the voltage will limit the amount of generation. Right. So again we need to take care about this. Right. So again we are going to use the tap changers to control the over voltages. So that may be a online tap changers or the offline tap changers. Right. So again, one more thing we need to discuss here is under voltages. So in the voltage variation magnitude, so there are two kinds of voltage. One is the over voltage, other is the under voltage. So what is the main precaution we need to take here is we should not go beyond the over voltage limit, and also we should not operate our distributed power system below the under voltage limit. Only so we need to have the voltage range between the over voltage limit and the under voltage limit. Between those two limits we need to operate. We should not go below the under voltage limit, and also we should not operate above the over voltage limit. So whenever you operate above or the below the under voltage limit, so that is going to impact on our equipments, the power system equipments, whatever we are going to use. Right. So again, so how we are going to control the voltage? The next slide you can see here. This kind of the voltage control we are going to take care. The voltage margin and the hosting capacity. We will see the hosting capacity in the next slides. But we are going to see here. So what all the control methodologies we can take. The basic control in the distribution network from this diagram we can understand. From this diagram you can understand. So this is a transformer at the main substation, right? So again, this is what your the feeder. This is, you can call it as a feeder. So here is a transformer boosting is there. So I will explain all the things. Whenever this is the customer is far away from the main substation, right? So this active and the reactive power consumption will result in the voltage drop along the medium voltage feeder, like MV bus we can call, right? So the customer is far away from the main substation. So these all customers are consuming the active and the reactive power. So whenever all the consumers are consuming the active and the reactive power, the voltage drop will happen, right, along the feeder. And so this voltage drop is a minimum for the minimum consumption, and the whenever if your load is high, the voltage drop will be high. So because the load is high, what happens, the current will be more. Depending upon that current, the voltage drop will also more, right? So like this, the voltage drop and the voltage rise will takes place depending upon the load variation. Okay, so one thing keep in mind that always this voltage variation is depend upon the load only, but we need to take care that so this voltage should be in the acceptable range. For example, if in your home, if you want a 230-volt single phase supply, your voltage should not cross the 240 or the 250 volts, and also the voltage should not be lower than the 210 volts. So because whenever if the voltage is varying too much, then your equipment will be affected. So that's why the voltage range should be acceptable. Then only our operating devices will be operating in a good manner, right? So again, as the HV and the MV transformer away from the main substation, right? So you can think that this is a HV or the MV transformer, right? So that means in the remote location, there is a kind of transformer there. So I can call it as a high voltage or the medium voltage transformer, right? So again, this transformer is away from the feeder. So what happens? The lower voltage on the MV feeder will go. That means if the transformer is away from the substation, what happens? Along the feeder, the voltage drop will happen. So again, at the end of the feeder, the voltage is very minimum. So again, at the end of the customer, who is at the end of the feeder, he will experience a very low voltage because of the voltage drop along the feeder. So that's why in order to compensate this, we are going to use one more boosting transformer here. So that is a MU or LV transformer with a different turns ratio. We are going to use in order to boost the voltage for the end customer. So then only he can get the appropriate voltage whatever he wants. Okay, getting my point. So next thing is what? Toward the end of the feeder, so what I have said, the turns ratio is smaller than the toward the start of the feeder. The smaller the turns ratio, higher the voltage on the secondary side, right? So again, at the end of the customer, so we are going to use a smaller turns ratio. The smaller is the turns ratio, higher will be the secondary voltage. Smaller. So towards the end of the in the feeder, along the feeder, end customer will get a very less voltage. So in order to compensate that less voltage, we are going to use a turns ratio. We are going to change the turns ratio in order to give him a proper supply, right? So for that, we are going to change the turns ratio of the transformer here, right? So in manner that, so we are going to change, like we are having the smaller turns ratio. So turns ratio in the sense, in a standard condition, we take it as a N2 by N1, right? So but here, in the foreign author, so they are considered that N1 by N2. Whenever you are considering N1 by N2 as a turns ratio, the smaller the turns ratio, higher will be the voltage on the secondary ratio if you consider N1 by N2 as a turns ratio, right? So, but in the standard condition, you consider it as N2 by N1 is equal to V2 by V1. So then this condition does not hold good. So that's why I am specifying here. The smaller turns ratio means N1 by N2. That condition he is taking here, right? The N1 by N2 is the smaller. So that means higher will be the secondary voltage, right? So again, the voltage control should be in such a way that the voltage magnitude remains within the band set. So I told, so by under voltage limit and the over voltage limit, we have the two limits. One is under voltage and the over voltage limit, right? So the voltage should be within these two limits. So that is what a acceptable range we can call. Right? So the next is we are going to discuss about the voltage margin and the hosting capacity. So the voltage control in the distribution system. So this is what a curve we can see here, right? So first thing is what you can see. This is a over voltage limit. The upper limit is what over voltage limit, and this is the under voltage limit. You can see again. So this is a voltage magnitude, and again as the load is decreases or increases, so this is a voltage drop. This is a curve is you can call it as a voltage drop, and this curve is also voltage drop whenever the minimum load taken place. This is for the maximum load. For a maximum load, the maximum voltage drop takes place. For a minimum load, the voltage drop will be less, right? So we'll discuss now the dead band. The dead band means, so this is what a dead band. So in the dead band, so the upper limit of the dead band, and this is a lower limit of dead band. Dead band in the sense the band is dead. So that means on in that particular range, the voltage drop will not takes place, right? So in this particular range, so there is no the amount of load, the change of load will not affect. In this, you can see from here to here. So there is no curve here. There is no curve here. So that means in this particular band, so there is the voltage magnitude does not affect on the load variation here, right? So again, the dead band is normally chosen somewhat above the nominal value. That means, so this dead band always chosen above the reference value, right? To allow the voltage drop along the medium voltage and the low voltage feeders, and the voltage for the most remote location, most remote customers, right? That means if the customer is at end of the feeder, so what happens at the end of the feeder, he will get the less voltage, right? So that means uh, he may experience the under voltage. So this is what the under voltage limit. So toward the end of the end customer will get a very less voltage. For him, we need to boost some voltage, right? So by using the turns ratio, by changing the different turns, we are going to boost the voltage up to 5% by using the distribution transformer. So then we are going to consider this voltage. Above the under voltage limit, we can reach it. Right. So at the same time, the voltage during the low load, that means during the minimum load, the voltage drop will be less, right? So again, if I use a different turns ratio, again, if I boost the voltage, again, that will be lesser than the over voltage limit. What I mean to say here is, whatever the voltage the customer is operating, that should be within the over voltage and the under voltage limit. So between this only, they should operate. So they should not cross the over voltage limit, and also they should not go below the under voltage limit, right? They should always operate between the over voltage and the under voltage limit. So this is what acceptable range, what we are talking about, right? So again, in the next slide, we are going to see the more concepts. Again, the voltage control in a distribution system. How we are going to control the voltage, right? Okay, the first thing is what is the voltage margin? The difference between the highest voltage magnitude for a given customer and the over voltage limit is referred as a over voltage margin. So that means you can see here, if this is the highest voltage, I hope, so just I will maximize this figure. I hope you see this, right? So this is a maximum voltage of the particular customer, and this is a over voltage limit, right? So this difference is nothing but what? A voltage margin. Over voltage margin, we can call it as a voltage margin, right? So again, we'll make it as it is. Again, the introduction of the distributed generation will result in the less voltage drop whenever the generator is producing the active power, right? Whenever the generation, whenever we have the some DC is introduced with the power system, again, so that is going to affect on the voltages, because it is going to produce the active power, and that active power is going to consumed by the different customers, right? So again, what happens? That is going to affect on the voltage. So because whenever the active power is generated, so that is consumed by the some kind of load. So again, there is some current is flowing through the line. So because of that current, the voltage drop will happen, and the voltage magnitude variation will happen. That is what he is talking about. And again, the result is that the over voltage margin becomes smaller, and the maximum voltage may ever exceed the over voltage limit, right? So again, so in this case, whenever the DC is introduced into the power system, sometimes the voltage may cross the over voltage limit. Sometimes the voltage may go below the under voltage limit. That means we are not going to fulfill the primary aims. The primary aim of the power system, in the sense, the power system operator need to fulfill the primary aims of the customer. The primary aims of the customer are, the first thing is what we need to give the customer for a quality of the supply. That means the voltage should be within the range. That means we need to give him a single phase 230 volts if he want, right? So again, if he is a three phase consumer, we should give him a 420 to 440 volts. For single phase customer, 220 to 250 volts, right? So this is the range, right? So we should not go beyond the 250 and we should not go below the 210. So like this is a range. This is the primary aim of the customer. And again, we should always minimize the harmonics in the supply. That is what the quality of the supply we need to make sure, right? Again, the next slide is about hosting capacity. So whatever in the previous slides we are discussed upon the voltage magnitude variation and the voltage margin. The next thing is what our hosting capacity. So again, in all the topics, it is in overloading and the losses. So in all the topics, this hosting capacity comes into existence, right? So what do you mean by hosting capacity? Hosting capacity, in the sense, in the last classes I have told, and also we have discussed about the hosting capacity approach. So there are two diagrams were there, and we have discussed about what is the hosting capacity and what all the hosting capacity approach, how we can host the maximum amount of energy without having the problems in a power system, right? The hosting capacity is the maximum amount of generation that can be connected without resulting unacceptable quality or the reliability of the other customer, right? So that means we are going to connect the maximum amount of DC without affecting the different parameters of the power system. That means without having the unacceptable range of voltage, unacceptable range of current, or without harming the quality of the power supply, we are going to generate the maximum amount of the generation from the DC, right? And the hosting capacity is the amount of generation that gives the voltage rise equal to the over voltage margin, right? So whenever the hosting capacity, that will gives the voltage rise that is equal to the over voltage margin. That means, so over voltage margin, in the sense, you can see this is what a over voltage margin, right? So this over voltage margin it will give, right? But it should not go beyond the over voltage, right? So again, after that, the maximum permissible voltage rise with the connection of distributed generation is the one that brings the maximum voltage magnitude exactly at the over voltage limit, right? So what this sentence means is, whatever the amount of generation, the maximum amount of generation we are going to impose on the, going to connect to the power system, should be in such a way that should not, that is equal to the over voltage limit, or that should equal to the over voltage limit, but it should not go above the over voltage limit. That's it, right? And in the last slide only we have discussed what is the over voltage margin. The over voltage margin is defined as what? The difference between the maximum voltage of the one customer, a particular customer, and the over voltage limit. Difference between the over voltage limit and the maximum voltage of the one particular customer. That is what our over voltage margin, right? So now coming to the hosting capacity, this is the equation for the hosting capacity. That is Pmax equal to what? U square by R into delta max. Here, the delta max is nothing but what? A relative voltage margin, right? And the R is what? A resistance, and the delta max is related to what? This is related to the voltage, over voltage limit only, right? So you know the resistance R is equal to what? Rho L by A, right? So now we'll discuss how the hosting capacity will differ by the change in the voltage. Okay, so just remember these two formula are very important. P max is equal to U square by R into delta max, and R is equal to what? Rho L by A. That is a resistance. You know this formula. This is very familiar formula to you. Again, we'll continue the hosting capacity. By using these two formula, you can see the hosting capacity. The hosting capacity is nothing but what? A maximum power that can be connected without a problem in a power system. This is the Pmax is nothing but what? A maximum power from the DC I am going to connect to the power system, right? So this maximum power is proportional to what? A square of the voltage level. So this U is nothing but what? A voltage level. Square of the voltage level. That means if you take the example at 20 kV, a generator will be 4 times larger than the connected at a 10 kV, right? So that means if I'm connecting the 10 kV, so but the different case is what? A 20 kV, but the 20 kV generator has a 4 times larger than that of 10 kV. That's right. And again, the hosting capacity. This hosting capacity is linear with the size of the line cable. That means a line cable is a conductor, right? What I mean to say is, so this hosting capacity is linear. That means a proportional to the cross section of the conductor. That means you know here R is equal to rho L by A. This R is inversely proportional to A, and this P max is inversely proportional to R. That means you can say this P max is directly proportional to the A. I hope you getting my point. So resistance is inversely proportional to the cross section of the conductor, and this P max is inversely proportional to the resistance. That means this resistance is inversely proportional to the conductor cross section, means this P max is directly proportional to the area of the cross section of the conductor, right? So again, by using these two formulas, so we are going to discuss, we are going to have these kind of lines, right? The hosting capacity is linear with the over voltage margin, right? So over voltage margin in the sense that is a delta max, right? So this P max is proportional to the delta max. That's why the hosting capacity changes linearly with the over voltage margin. And again, the hosting capacity is inversely proportional to the distance between the generator and the transformer, right? So that means the R is proportional to the L. That means the length. As the length from the transformer and the generator increases, so then the hosting capacity will be decreased. That means the hosting capacity is inversely proportional. So 1 second. So again, one more thing. One more thing. ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ರಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸಲ ಶೆಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಆಫ್ Zoom now. Zoom basic ಇದೆ ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ. So only it is valid for a 40 minutes time limit. So that's why I will schedule one more time. So please join there. Right? So schedule ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಹಲೋ ಕೇಳ್ರಿ. ಇದು ಟೈಮ್ ಇದು ಆಯ್ತು. ಹಲೋ ಟೈಮು ಮುಗಿದು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅದು 40 ಮಿನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇದೆ. ನಮ್ದು ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಒಂದ್ ವೇಳೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸರಿ ಶೆಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಶೆಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಿ. ಓಕೆ ನಾನು ಮಾತಾಡೋದು ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾನ ಮಾತಾಡಿರೋದು?
ಹಾ ಸರ್ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತು ಸರ್.
ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ಬರನ್ನೇ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಮಿಕ್ಕವರೆಲ್ಲ ಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ.